What up, Dokkanners? No 7-year LRs, no revival Goku, just Trunks and Vegeta domination. The tour continues as we now take on Red Zone Broly with 55%. Let's go.
Trunks! You think this is the end? Think about the next threat, or think about your pride. Saiyan blood flows in your veins. If you're my son, as you claim, then I won't tolerate you losing to anyone!
I will get stronger. Stronger than the enemy, and stronger than you.
So for this team, instead of the Cell Max sort of team that I had on that last video, this time around, I wanted to bring a lesser dominant, not as dominant of a team. I don't want to bring the 7-year LRs. I don't want to bring the units that people would then say, oh, you have this unit, so you won. You have that unit, so you won. So I based this one a little bit more in practicality and reality. So the team is 55% LR Trunks and Vegeta, which is mine, 100% Dev friend unit. And then for the other units that are going to be on the rotation, the main rotations would consist of Trunks and Vegeta and either Tech Ultimate Gohan or Int Super Saiyan Xeno Vegeta. Those two units can greatly stack as well, so I wanted them both to be on rotations to continue their stacking and build up enough momentum for the final round. Then we've also got Tech Godku, Tech LR Gogeta, and Tech Future Android 17 and 18. So a lot of tech units, naturally so, since this is against the AGL Broly at the end. But this team was actually very, very effective. And the combo that I was most looking forward to didn't end up being the one that I liked the most. There was a new surprise combination that I didn't expect to be so dominant. So the team that I was originally looking forward to, the combo that I was looking forward to, was the 55% LR Trunks of Vegeta and the Xeno Super Saiyan Vegeta, because that unit can provide a 40% support to Vegeta's family. And since he can also greatly stack attack and defense, that would make for a nice pairing when you get to the final round. And as you can see here, the rotation was kind of unfortunate where I had to shelve one of my two stackers. I figured the Gohan would be better off to be shelved for a couple of turns because he at least has guard and he can, you know, greatly raise attack and defense. He's got type advantage. So when we get to the final round, if he's a little bit behind, it's not going to be nearly as catastrophic as if this Xeno Super Saiyan Vegeta barely got any momentum, right? And in terms of the whole rainbow thing, normally, you know, that's kind of a detriment to these showcases because then oftentimes people will say, oh, they're rainbowed, so of course you won. Let me just say that the two units that I needed to launch additionals and the two units that could have benefited the most from being rainbowed did not launch additional supers once. Xeno Super Saiyan Vegeta and Tech Gohan did not launch an additional once, and it was the most frustrating thing ever. So in terms of the whole rainbow thing, it really didn't play out much, except for maybe the friend Trunks and Vegeta. But then even that, when it comes to how powerful these units are at 55 or 100%, honestly, I didn't notice the difference. There was a little bit more of a difference in terms of like offensive output, I guess. But in terms of resiliency, in terms of defense, once both units received 5 hits, they were fully topped off and they were both equally effective. So it really wasn't an issue for me. I wasn't feeling the urge to rainbow my unit. I can rainbow my unit if I want to. I have the dupes. But I didn't feel that urge when I was doing this showcase, when I was doing this run. So now we're on the Tech Broly phase. We're not exactly at the point where I really need to start talking about the run. So I just want to quickly go over a couple more things on this rotation or on this team. So the Tech LR Gogeta is obviously there if you are, you know, if you have above, I think 70% or 80% health. Once you're at that threshold on the appropriate condition, you can transform and then you can see all the attacks coming up for the next 5 turns. I needed that specifically for the STR Broly phase. As most of you should know by now, the Broly Red Zone event is primarily a challenge because of that penultimate stage where you're getting hit with some world-ending damage. When you're at the STR Broly phase, he can hit everybody. He can do a lot of damage with that. So that's where we really have to look out. So the Tech Gogeta was basically there for that purpose, and then also, of course, the final round having type advantage. The Tech Godku, obviously a mainstay on any Red Zone event with movie heroes or pure Saiyans. And then the Future Android 17, 18, I literally brought them just because I wanted to have the opportunity to use a Ghost Usher in the event that we were going on a potential no item run, because this unit doesn't really need much in terms of launching a super attack. You just have to pick up all the tech orbs that they make, and they have insane defense, insane offense when they launch their supers. So I figured things would be fine bringing the Future 17, 18, even though they don't really synergize with many of the characters on this team. Turns out 17, 18 and the Trunks and Vegeta ended up being the most lethal combination, the most effective combination, which you will see towards the end of this fight. I totally forgot that they can nullify key-based super attacks 100% of the time. And you're going to see where that takes place most specifically. And you would think that the STR phase is what I'm talking about. It's not. It's later. So here we're almost done. I think we end this on this turn or next turn. And like I said, both Trunks and Vegetas are topped off at this point. The Gohan has finally emerged on this rotation after being shelled for a couple of turns. We're on turn 5, and I don't think he's been able to launch more than one super so far. So it's not looking good in terms of longevity. I'm kind of a little worried. I'm hoping that my 25 additional on this guy will give me another super attack, but it doesn't. So I'm taking still 17,000 on these early rounds. That's not so good. That's not so good when you know what's coming up. Now, I've done this Broly event many times. So for me, you know, the expectation, you know, kind of knowing how this all plays out definitely makes for an easier experience. But for some of you, this is going to be your first time because you're new to the game. You weren't around. But hang on, let's fuse first.
Fusion! I am neither Goku nor Vegeta. I'm the guy who's gonna stop you.
So if you're newer to this event, this is why the Trunks, the Gogeta unit is so incredibly useful for this event. And this is why if you do summon on the Trunks and Vegeta banner and you get the LR Tech Gogeta, that is not a bad pull. That is a very good pull. Because when you are above a certain health threshold and you transform into Gogeta, your next 5 turns are fully covered in the sense that you know exactly where the super attacks are coming and you can avoid possible, you know, cataclysmic damage. And that's what I decided to do. We were almost at 100%. I figured this would be our best chance to go into the STR phase knowing exactly where the super attack is, and we do. It's happening in the first slot. So here, I take advantage of my future Android 17 and 18, but I was trying to decide, is it worth doing it? I ultimately decide yes.
I think it's time to put him out of his misery, 17.
Why are you in such a rush? Let's just try to enjoy ourselves. If we wipe out all of humanity now, then the fun ends and we've got nothing left to do, right?
Right? Nothing left to do, right? So I was kind of thinking about it. Did I make a mistake? This might be arguably the only decision that I made on the run that could have maybe been done differently. I originally thought maybe I shouldn't use it now because Trunks and Vegeta has guard, Gohan has guard, Android 1718 can nullify the super attack. So it seemed like I actually didn't have to use it there and I could use it whenever Android 1718 comes back. The reason I ultimately chose to do that though was to ensure that I could get no damage this turn, and then next turn, if I were to use a damage reducer, I could make sure to survive that next turn, because we're going to be having the Xeno Super Saiyan Vegeta on this next rotation. I was a little bit nervous about that. So, like I said, that probably could have been done differently, but it's whatever. It still worked out. And no additionals from these guys either. I don't think they got launched a single additional as well, which was kind of annoying. So here, I'm trying to decide, what do I want to do? We're going to be getting hit with the AoE. Do I want to have the Vegeta in the second slot or the third slot? So we used a Whis. There goes the no item run. And I ultimately decided, you know what? It's worth it. We're going to take the damage anyway. Let's keep Xeno Super Saiyan Vegeta around. I need him stacking more. I need it. Otherwise, we're not winning the final round. So I kind of brace for impact here. After doing Cell Max so many times recently for various missions, I totally forgot that this AoE isn't nearly as bad as the Cell Max Super, but I was expecting it to be just as bad. So we took about 300,000 there, which isn't bad considering the Xeno Super Saiyan has only been stacking once per turn. So thank you, Whis. And now we have to clear this guy in 2 turns because I don't want Xeno Super Saiyan Vegeta coming back to face another possible, you know, lethal attack, because I can't afford to waste both Whis during this round. So here, once again, I'm praying for an additional, and he doesn't deliver. So shout out, thank you. We are now below half health. So things are looking kind of dicey, right? God Goku being shelled. I mean, what is this world coming to? I have Tech Godku off rotation. What am I doing? Oh, but you'll see. You'll see.
Activo.
I will not give up, ever!
That's the spirit, Trunks.
May my strength be a shield for this world, and for all of humanity! I'm putting all of our hope into this one blast!
Don't underestimate mortals, and especially not a Saiyan! Take this!
Gallic Gun!
We did it, Trunks.
Right.
So with the Wii still active and the extra defense plus 20% that the whole team just got, I figured that active skill was going to be just enough to push us over the edge. So with this rotation, I moved the Tech Ultimate Gohan on the first slot so that he could possibly launch an additional super attack, and then we could have the Trunks of Vegeta finish him off, and we can now move on. So only one Whis was spared during this section of the event, which was fine by me, but again, no additional. For that active skill, you launch, all attacks are guaranteed to be critical, and you, what is it? I think you like raise attack temporarily and do ultimate damage. Yeah, massively raise attack. But regardless, all we needed was one hit. So now we're on the final phase. This is where things get scary, and this is where my secret combination comes into play. We got a Dokkan attack coming up. I ultimately decide to ditch the Xeno Super Saiyan Vegeta, and I decide not to use an item. No item. I got all the defense in the first two slots anyway. We should be fine, right?
Time to get serious.
Right?
Gonna go all out.
%. All nodes activated. How much are we doing? 6 million? Okay, could be better. Ooh, additional though. Okay, so about 7 million damage overall. Not bad. 17, 18. They picked up enough tech orbs, right? They should be able to handle this. Maybe they'll launch an additional super attack. They haven't done one yet. Why start now? Oh, God. Oh! And look at that, dude. So Trunks and Vegeta guards. 17, 18 nullify. You bring those two on a rotation? Dude. And then we took about 70k on a slap from Broly. And there you have it. That is the winning combo. So at this point, I'm basically just working out the clock here. And I've got the right rotations all set up. Trunks and Vegeta obviously in slot 1. Gohan, I ultimately decided to have him in slot 2 over the God Goku because I knew Gohan would come back at some point. I'd rather him constantly stack than be shelved for any longer. I need him constantly putting up more numbers. Plus he's got guards, so it doesn't really matter. So for the first time maybe ever, I was just constantly shelving God Goku. And that was the most surprising thing to me because I thought, now that I realized that the 17-18 is really good for the Trunks and Vegeta, let me move the God Goku to the other rotation. And then I realized maybe I shouldn't because this dude needs to also put up some numbers. So how much do we take here? This is Gohan defending. 193,000. That's okay. He hasn't been stacking much. He missed a couple of turns, never got a single additional, but the fact that he only took 200k was more than okay. More than okay. Because we have Android 17-18 to help pick up the slack. When they change orbs and they pick up all those orbs, oh, you heal quite nicely. And plus we had a second super attack here from Broly, so thank you, Broly. Giving the God Goku something to do, because I'm sure he was getting bored. And there we go, double digits. No need for an item. And now at this point, we've used up the 5 turns. We've used up the scouting effect. And now I'm trying to decide, do I want to have the Gogeta on the first slot or the second slot, or do I want to have these future Android 17-18? And after a long deliberation, I decide, forget it, man. 17-18, they're a mainstay. They only have 2 links with the Trunks of Vegeta. I think it's like Dismal Future and Fierce Battle, I think. So in terms of like synergy, it's not the greatest, but in terms of abilities, dude, they work so well in this event. It's crazy. I kind of want to just do like a full Future Saga team against Broly next. I might do that on the next stream that I do. But we're slowly chipping away at Broly's health. We're not doing, you know, overly ridiculous damage thanks to someone like the 7-year LRs. We're doing some nice consistent damage with the Trunks and Vegeta, and this is a very different style. Like with the other guys, you would expect a more all-out blitz. You're canceling enemies' actions. You're launching multiple supers. These guys, they are launching multiple supers, but not nearly as much. And of course, 17-18 will never launch an additional because they forgot how to do it on this run, apparently. But they didn't forget that. Nullify, baby. Gogeta's cool, but, you know, we don't have the scouting effect anymore. He doesn't have that same usefulness that I would want on the main rotation, so I just threw him off. Plus, he takes 70k per slap now, so I figured, you know what, let's keep him out of here. So now we're back. Xeno Super Saiyan Vegeta is here, and I was like, no. I am not feeling good about this. We're going to go ahead and use a Whis. So now I've put a clock on this run. We've got 2 turns to go. We're getting pretty close, so I figure we might as well. 6.8 million attack stat for the Rainbow Trunks and Vegeta. Yeah, we don't have too many links. I think we only have like 3 or 2 thanks to the Ultimate Gohan. But still, 6.9 million attack stat for the Rainbow. That just goes to show that their offense isn't their main like strong suit. But still, they do some nice work. And after launching the supers, then Broly hits them. How much do we take? Double digits? Oh yeah, we got the Whis active. Yeah, double digits. Launch an additional, please. Please, just launch. All right, Xeno Vegeta, please. Just don't super Vegeta, please. Don't do it. All right, is this where it ends? Trunks and Vegeta going first. Forget God Goku. Put 17, 18 up there, and then God Goku. We should end it right here, right? Oh, he's hitting me right away. Okay, okay. Oh, it's like that, huh? Double digits. We have the Whis, baby. I wonder how much damage that would have actually been. Like 100k, 190k, 180k. No, actually, probably a little bit more. More like 200, probably. That was not a lot of damage. Critical, please? No? Okay. I barely did any damage there, about 2 million, but it's fine. We got these guys. How much are we gonna do? 2 million. In their 1 attack, they did just as much as the Trunks and Vegeta in 2 attacks. That's kind of sad. This rotation is tanky, but the damage is kind of duty. Guess we're gonna need 1 more turn, which now has me a little bit scared because we don't have any protection now. But that's what's great about the Trunks and Vegeta. Even if you think you don't have protection, you still have the guard from Trunks and Vegeta, so you'll be fine. And thankfully this dude supered here, so I knew that the next super wasn't going to be for at least like 5 or 6 slaps, so we're fine. Going into this final turn, we got Trunks and Vegeta, we got Gohan, we got Gogeta, we got type advantage, we got guard, we got full coverage. We're good to go, baby. Let's end this. Is he gonna hit me one more with a super? Nope. Goodbye. It's 6.1 million attack stat. Oof. And 1 more. And there you have it, folks. That is the Broly Red Zone run. I have done many other runs on the Broly Red Zone event, but I wanted to do one featuring primarily the Trunks and Vegeta. Turns out they can lead their own team. They don't need to rely on any 7-year LRs or Revival Goku for help. There are plenty of other capable characters to run on the team, and as you saw, a lot of them were really putting in the work, minus any additionals. None of the units that I needed to stack or even temporarily stack would do those additionals. So without all of that, we still were able to put in the work, and this team got the job done. 55% Trunks and Vegeta is all that you need. You do not need an additional copy, I'm telling you. And if an idiot like me can do it, then so can you. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. Let me know in the comments if you guys have been able to take on the Red Zone Broly event now with the Trunks and Vegeta. For those of you still struggling on the event, what was the key difference between your previous iterations of teams and now this one with Trunks and Vegeta? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more dope content in the future and click the notification bell so that you'll let you know I want to see more of my stuff. Do it. Thanks again. Stay tuned and remember to Dokkan responsibly.